This program is proudly brought to you by Telecom Limited and Daytech.
Good night, Papua New Guinea, and welcome to another episode of Infocus. In this session, we feature discussions with the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. Joining us for discussions is the FAO PNG Office Country Representative, Mr. Bir Mandal. Mr. Mandal, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Firstly, Mr. Mandal, for the benefit of our viewers who may not be familiar, can you explain the global mandate of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations?
You have asked a very good question at the right time. We will be celebrating World Food Day on 16 October. And that is the birthday of Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. The main objective or mandate of the FAO is to have a full food security. And FAO has 195 members, including 194 countries and European Union, so all together. Now we are working in 130 countries worldwide. Let me repeat, 130 countries worldwide. And we are supporting particularly this 2030 agenda of the SDGs, Sustainable Development Program. So that one I will say in the nutshell, but if you want more information, we can go one by one when we are doing. And then I would like to focus more on the FAO PNG, since we are talking about PNG.
What are the relevant programs currently run by FAO in Papua New Guinea?
Okay, let me, as I mentioned you, FAO, all UN agencies, one of the major strategy is the Sustainable Development Goal. And you can see there, we have 17 SDG. So out of 17 SDG, our main focus is on the SDG 2, which is zero hunger. SDG 1, you can see there, it's called no poverty. SDG 13, you can see there, it's called climate action. SDG 4, life below water. Life below water means like a fisheries, all kind of water, things which are under the water. And SDG 15, it means life on land, means like agroforestry, wildlife, this all kind of things come under the, above the line, okay? In addition, FAO also support SDG 3, which is called good health and well-being. SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. But if you tell, frankly speaking, these all SDGs are interrelated, interconnected. Let me give you the one example. Very interesting. Now we'll be celebrating World Food Day on 16 October. Basically, theme is that food for all, okay? Only one day in advance, we'll be also celebrating on 15 October, the Rural Women, International Rural Women Day. So unless we develop the women, agriculture cannot be developed. And one day later, we will be celebrating on 17 October, for example, eradication of poverty. So if you see, this all SDGs are interlinked. But however, what I have said that our focus is on the above 5 SDG plus these 3, we can say in nutshell.
Just last year, the FAO published the Food Systems Profile of Papua New Guinea, titled Catalyzing the Sustainable and Inclusive Transformation of Food Systems. What does this document capture?
Very good question. In fact, we have the comprehensive report on these things. This Food System Profile, PNG, is the global initiative of European Union, FAO, and CIRAD. CIRAD means Agricultural Research for Development, and it was published by the FAO. The report provides detailed analysis of the Papua New Guinea in context of Papua New Guinea, like a food system, related to the food system. And if you say in the very bullet point or in the very nutshell, you can say like a current status of food system. Current status of food system include like a, where is the food deficiency, how is the situation of malnutrition, and unfortunately I would like to say it's very bad, unfortunate that nutrition security is one of the big problem here in this country, unfortunately. Challenges and vulnerability. What kind of challenges we are facing related to the food system? Food system is like a broader term, Then economic and social factors, because there are also some kind of economic and social factors, like also we have plus and negative. For example, I give you the social factor. We don't have a government food safety system, let us say, or food kind of security from the government side. But what I like here, very good, you have very good social food system. Like if some brother is hungry, neighbor comes and give food. That is called social food security. If your relative is sick, you go and rush and help them, which you cannot see in other country. But also, we have some bad things, like society. People are losing their life. Some kind of conflict. So these all kind of things indirect, as I mentioned, everything is interrelated. So those kind of studies we have done, and what we can be done more cost effectively and low hanging fruit. It's very easy to find out, let us do this, let us do that one. But our focus was that what we can do in PNG context more cost effectively and more, sustainably. That's I will say in a nutshell.
We'll now go for a quick break. Join us on the other side for more discussions. Welcome back. You're watching In Focus. Now, Mr. Mandal, what are some of the key challenges facing Papua New Guinea in its transition to a sustainable agri-food system?
You have asked a very good question. I will also say challenges, and also I will say later on opportunities, though you have not asked me, but also we have to be very proud. Each country has some challenges, opportunities. And I see personally, I see challenges as opportunities. It is up to us how we convert challenge into opportunities. So, since you have asked me the challenges, geographical location, isolation, and infrastructure deficiencies. For instance, in PNG, you have a small island here, and there, and population just above 11 million. So it's very difficult to reach the beneficiary or transport the things. For example, I give you the example, I went myself, Manus. You have pineapple there. But to bring the pineapple to Port Moresby, it will take time because distance was very far. You have to come from either boat or by air. It's a perishable things. But again, let me tell you at the same time, but it's also opportunity. I'll say if you say other side of the coin, since you have too much water, it means you can go for the fisheries, food underwater. Then you can have the good, vessel and this thing. So transportation becomes cheaper. So how you take, how you utilize it, it depends. Now, same thing, subsistence farming dominance. Subsistence farming means you have most of the farmers are subsistence like they produce only for themselves. It's not like a commercial scale. Yeah. But again, it means if we give the technology to them, they can increase the productivity with a small line, and then it means each farmers will have something to eat in the village area. So the gap between rich and poor will be less. So that is also opportunity. But again, I am saying this is also one of the major constraints like subsistence. And once they become well off, of course, they will go themselves in the commercial farming. So time is coming to help them to increase the production and productivity. Productive means more production from the small area. We call through vertical, we call now there are a lot of technology. Now things are here, things are there, but we are little bit, we have to increase our speed. Now, other is environmental vulnerability. As you might have seen, in PNG, such a big country, in contrast of other Pacific country, I am talking here. In the same time, I have to report to headquarters that we have drought in one part of country. And the same time, I have to also report that we have flood in other parts of the country. So this is called natural hazard or natural, climate change impact of the or environmental vulnerability. But again, we have the technology. We can deal with it. Proven technology, and that is our job, FA being the technical organization. That part I will discuss here later on what we are doing in the climate change. Limited to access to agriculture inputs and technology. We don't have much inputs here. Like sometimes if you see fertilizer, very difficult to get. If you need, for example, if you need some kind of insecticide, pesticide, very difficult to get. If you need some kind of we call a smart agriculture, like a shade, which can protect the crop from the very high temperature, it is available but expensive and less available, not at the countryside. Then cultural and social constraint, also I will say. But again, let me tell you again, also I see positive side of such things. So it is up to us how to utilize it. I told that we have the less agriculture inputs. That's good. Nowadays, people are demanding organic food. So if you sell like a coffee from the East Highland, I went myself and I said, this is organic coffee. My family love organic coffee. But if I say this coffee is from other country where there is insecticide plenty available, people will think twice. Shall I drink? This country uses a lot of insecticide. But I have also seen people coming here just to enjoy the organic food, because you don't have insecticide, you don't use much pesticide in this country. So that is a plus point. Then we don't have fertilizer, but also for fertilizer, we have the alternate, organic matter, compost, we can make at the countryside, which will be recycling byproduct of the farmer's household, and it will also good impact on the climate change. So that's all for the time being.
It's a good segue to my next question, and it's relevant to climate change. In terms of climate change, what sort of support program is the FAO offering to the PNG government?
Okay, in climate change, you see, earlier we used to say that we have to be very careful. If we don't take action on time, particularly to mitigate the climate change, our new generation will suffer. But I think now I was wrong. In fact, we all are suffering now ourselves, not next generation. I remember when I studied, I give the one example. In Nepal, water used to be, I'm from Nepal, water used to be so nice, so pure. We have mountainous country. So people used to drink water because, it's wonderful water in Nepal. But now we so much polluted, so much these things. Now we are drinking water in the bottled water, if you can. Boil the water. Similarly, if we don't take care, I am giving a little bit background, then I will come what we are doing. Your Prime Minister once, I liked the way he talked. In one meeting we had related to the climate change, and he talked. If we don't care now for our climate change, time will come, we have to carry oxygen cylinder in the back. Now we are carrying water bottle, but time will come that we have to carry oxygen bottle. So it affects everyone, not only human. It affects human, livestock, wildlife, you name it, bird, everyone. So what we are doing now, you have asked me questions, we call climate resilient agricultural practices. We call climate smart agriculture. You may ask, what is climate smart agriculture? We are not saying innovating the big things, but simple technology help a lot. For example, climate smart agriculture, we put the shade net. When there is a high temperature, the evaporation from the soil is less, and it does not cost much. So we are saving the water. Drip irrigation. Nowadays, water is becoming big scarcity globally, including even the PNG. So we put the drip irrigation like it's a simple plastic pipe. There is a small hole, and this water is released very slowly only to the root of the crop. So we save plenty of water and time, labor work, because once you fix this pipeline, finish. You have nothing to do, just you pour water in the tank, it's like a gravitational force, automatically plant will be getting water. Now, what we are also then, of course, who are supporting? Also, I would like to acknowledge the all donor. FAO, also keep in mind, FAO is, we all are depending on the donor. Like we have the project funded by GEF. GEF means Global Environment Facilities. It's an international partnership established in 1991 to address global environment issues. And we do have a lot of activities under GEF projects, like restoration of forest, protection of wildlife. I will talk to later on why we protect also wildlife. That one I will come later on. I will go concentrate only on the climate change. Similarly, we have project related to climate, Green Climate Fund, we call GCF, which it was established in 2010 to respond to a climate change. Then we have also, FAO has one, a small project was ongoing on, which is completed, and it is continuously going on, disaster risk reduction and early warning system. And in other words, we call anticipatory action. You will say, what is anticipatory action? I give you the example of West Province. In West Province, we knew in the beginning that there is, we had a very good collaboration with the National Weather Service. And we were compiling the data. Then after compiling the data, we found, oh my gosh, this year going to be the serious drought. So what we did? Before becoming serious drought, we distributed water can, we distributed water tank, we distributed little bit, what you call as a model, this drip irrigation system. We distributed plastic shade, it is called 80% shade, so there was less evaporation, and it protected.
Thank you, Mr. Mandal. We now go for a quick break. Join us on the other side for more discussions. Welcome back. You're watching In Focus. Now, Mr. Mandal, as a partner to the EU's Trade PNG project in East Sepik, what would you say are some of the major achievements so far?
Okay, you see, it is known as EU Trade PNG program. Means European Union support to rural entrepreneurship, investment, and trade in Papua New Guinea. By name itself, you see what we are doing. Okay, then it is a joint program between FAO, UNDP, ILO, ITU, and headed by the FAO. So basically, we are concentrating, or let us focusing on three products: cocoa, vanilla, and fish. Cocoa and vanilla is a commercial crop, as you know it is, and thanks God that this year the price of cocoa has gone very high. So farmers in East Sepik and West Sepik are enjoying and constructing the new house, you can see there. So impact you can see in reality. Fish, why we included? Because fish is very good for the malnutrition, to solve the malnutrition, very cost effective. And there is plenty water sources available in the East Sepik and West Sepik. So I will say the focus is on these three things: cocoa, vanilla, and fish. Now, what we have done, if you see the at a very high level, I will say improved agricultural practices, capacity building for the farmers, infrastructure development, access to finance and inputs, and digital tools and extension services. Now, for outsider, it means what? I am talking very common. So let me concentrate with some facts and figures, so people will understand what is the impact of a state program. And by the way, of course, it's by name itself is funded by the European Union, and this is the one of the biggest program in Pacific. So if you talk about facts and figure, we have reached 499,000 individuals. 83,200 families and supported 750 groups and trained 33,600 farmers and upgraded 566 nursery of the cocoa and distributed 3,400,000 we call CPB, means cocoa pod borer resistant variety seedlings, and established 20 vanilla treatment sets, distributed 6 OBM boats and canoes, and 25 solar freezer. You don't need the power for the solar freezer, so that is the considering this one, and created 172,000 work days, decent work days by the ILO for the making the road, and then opened 115,000 new bank account by UNCDF who work on this banking kind of sector, and installed 7 PV solar system for the alternate energy by the UNDP, and rehabilitated 128 kilometers of rural farm to the market road for easy access to the product, and 13 roads, established 260 financial access point, and established 7 resources center by ICT. Resource center means here we put one computer and we can train in the remote through the WhatsApp, or I mean not through WhatsApp but through the internet or these kind of things. So these are one things I will say in nutshell. These are the state program. And recently, let me take you one thing. This is in the facts and figure. In addition, what I liked, one lady beneficiary told me, is touched my still heart. What she told me, be it, bossman, not only you have given the inputs and those kind of physical this thing. This is not a big thing for me. What you have given us is you have changed our mentality. Earlier, I used to have the cocoa plant. I will go and I will pick the 4 or 5 cocoa, sell it if I need for my children fee, and I was sleeping. I was thinking it's okay, nothing to do, worry. But since your program has come, I say no, I can be the commercial. It could be the commercial. I can be the entrepreneurship. And since now I have started as a commercial farmer. I had these things, but I was not. So it has changed my mind. That is the one of the best, I will say, gift from this program.
Now, whilst PNG has a huge potential in terms of agriculture, which you alluded to, access to foreign markets has been quite difficult. So what interventions are the FAO implementing to enable market access for PNG agricultural produce?
Thank you. Let me divide this question in 2 parts, for instance, for easy understanding. What we are doing through EU state program and what FAO is also doing in addition of that one. Okay. So let me highlight first related to the state program. Like certification and standard. Our state program is not only the producing the cocoa, vanilla and these things. We have fixed the standard, how to maintain a standard, how to maintain quality so it can have good market abroad. Nowadays competition is stopped. Unless you produce the good quality and these things, I'm sorry, we are out of the game. So that one we are supporting. Then infrastructure development, like we have established some fermentation, some warehouse, which help in the maintain the quality. Second, I will say market linkage. How we are doing the market linkage, you can say, we have sent, we have participated through this program in some kind of like in Singapore there was a show of cocoa. We sent from here and we saw the cocoa from the PNG, vanilla from the PNG, and they like it. They were not knowing these are the organic product. Then we invited also outsider here to come. From like a New Zealand chocolate factory, people came here and they visited and they were very happy to see the cocoa, vanilla growing in the organic, natural climate. So that one also we are developing market linkage. Then capacity building for the trade facilitation. What we are doing, like we have to export. For export, you need some kind of guidelines, some kind of lab technology. Those things also we are supporting, so it will develop the trade facilitation. And then also we are linking, we are like a matchmaker. If some country want cocoa, we inform our staff, hey guy, look, there is a demand of cocoa. So we are like a matchmaker. Then sustainable value chain development. We want to develop, it's not only for the project period. Like we have developed, trained the farmers, we have supported some infrastructure which will remain even after close of the project. So it will be sustainable. And since we have trained them how to use it, and once they have tested and they have seen themselves what is the benefit, of course they will continue. Farmers are more intelligent than you and me, I tell you sometime.
Mr. Bir Mandal, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Well, viewers, that ends this special episode of Infocus. Do join us again next week, Monday, on our regular time slot of 7 p.m. Till then, bye for now.
This program was proudly brought to you by Telecom Limited and Daytech.